The Richmond Manor Incident. A recovered journal of the Blazer and Donovan case.
Jack Donovan, a tech-reliant skeptic, and Jonathan Blazer, a psychic medium with a tragic past, are summoned to the notorious Richmond Manor. A mysterious client offers them $50,000 each to survive 3 nights locked inside the 18th-century estate. Their job is a PR stunt: prove the house is safe for future buyers and debunk its gruesome history of unexplained murders, including a recent incident where a 13-year-old girl murdered her parents before supposedly committing suicide by stabbing herself in the back 8 times. Stripped of their phones and car keys to prevent early escape, the 2 paranormal investigators are abruptly sealed inside the sprawling manor for the full 72 hours. Forced into an uneasy alliance, Jack immediately deploys his high-tech motion sensors and scientific gadgets, scoffing openly at Jonathan, who relies on traditional circles of sodium chloride antique spirit board to communicate with the unknown. The silence of the first night is broken when Jonathan's spirit board spells out a chilling message from a previous victim: "He made me do it." Jack's equipment registers the temperature in the room plummeting abruptly from 15 to 8 degrees, and the shadowy apparition of a little girl manifests. The evidence proves to the seasoned investigators that they are not dealing with a mere restless ghost, but something entirely different. Realizing the severity of the threat, Jonathan presents Jack with a weathered tome on demonology. He explains that the endless cycle of violence at Richmond Manor, hapless handymen hanging themselves, and generations of families massacring each other without a history of mental illness is the classic signature of an ancient demon, whose sole purpose is to inflict pain and torment upon the living. Driven by a need for empirical proof, Jack descends alone into the pitch-black basement. There, he discovers a fresh pool of blood, a sinister demonic symbol, and cryptic Latin words scrawled on the wall: Barnum, Vindict, and Obligers. The clues point to the dark legacy of the original 1801 Richmond family massacre and a forgotten, vengeful bastard son who refuses to rest. Trapped in the dark, the demon begins its psychological assault, isolating Jack and twisting his reality. It violently projects an illusion of Jack's deceased wife, Rebecca, forcing him to relive the horrific trauma of her suicide. The entity taunts him with the crushing guilt that his stubborn skepticism of her psychic abilities ultimately drove the woman he loved to slit her own throat in their bathtub. Retreating upstairs, a shaken Jack and Jonathan desperately piece together the manor's dark puzzle. Reviewing the historical records spanning 200 years, they realize the demon feeds on psychic energy and has been deliberately drawing descendants of the original massacre back to the house. Horrifyingly, Jack discovers his own family name on the ledger. His presence here is no coincidence. Armed with the demon's true name and the Latin incantations recovered from the basement, Jonathan frantically prepares a banishing ritual. The 2 men fortify themselves inside a protective circle of salt, clutching an Italian-made double-barreled shotgun and ancient texts as the house groans, violently reacting to their defiance and the commencement of the Rite of Solomon. The physical manifestation of Barnum shatters the room's defenses, appearing before them as a massive, horrifying entity. As the beast lunges, Jonathan furiously recites the ancient incantation, commanding the demon, in the names above all others, whether constrained by chains or returned to darkness, to leave their presence and never disturb the house again. The ritual concludes, and an eerie, sudden silence falls over the manor. But the ease of their apparent victory is a cruel deception. The darkness quickly swallows them whole, welcoming Jonathan into eternal torment with a sinister whisper: "Step inside the waiting room. Now, if you could just let yourself go, what will you choose?"
Thank you for watching. We are truly honored to have you here. To support our channel and stay updated on new content, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep creating.